A very good afternoon to all the honorable dignitaries. The Honorable the Chief Justice of India will be arriving shortly. I request all the honorable judges to kindly take the place on the dais. A very good afternoon to all the honorable dignitaries on and off the dais. It is both an honor and a privilege to extend a heartfelt welcome to all the honorable judges, esteemed guests and invitees present here today for the felicitation ceremony of Honorable Shri Justice Bhushan R. Gavai, the Chief Justice of India. We are truly graced by the auspicious presence of Honorable Shri Justice Bhushan R. Gavai, the Chief Justice of India, Honorable Shri Justice Dipankar Datta, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Shri Justice Ujjal Bhuyan, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Shri Justice Prasanna B. Varale, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Shri Justice Atul S. Chandurkar, Judge, Supreme Court of India. We are indeed honored by the gracious presence of Honorable Shri Justice Bhushan R. Gavai, the Chief Justice of India, at this august gathering. As a token of our deep respect and gratitude, may I now request Honorable Shri Justice Alok Arade, the Chief Justice of the High Court of Bombay, to kindly welcome Honorable Shri Justice Bhushan R. Gavai, the Chief Justice of India, with a sapling and a memento. Thank you, my lord, for doing the honor. May I now invite and request respected Madam Mrs. Sangeeta Sonak to kindly welcome respected Madam Dr. Tejaswini Bhushan Gavai with a sapling and a memento. Thank you, Madam. May I now invite and request Honorable Srimati Justice Revati Mohite Dere to kindly welcome Honorable Shri Justice Dipankar Datta, Judge, Supreme Court of India, with a sapling and a memento. Thank you, Ladyship. May I now invite and request Honorable Shri Justice M.S. Sonak to kindly welcome Honorable Shri Justice Ujjal Bhuyan, Judge, Supreme Court of India, with a sapling and a memento. Thank you, my lord. May I now invite and request Honorable Shri Justice Ravindra V. Ghuge to kindly welcome Honorable Shri Justice Prasanna B. Varale, Judge, Supreme Court of India, with a sapling and a memento. Thank you, my lord. May I now invite and request Honorable Shri Justice A.S. Gadkari to kindly welcome Honorable Shri Justice Atul S. Sandurkar, Judge, Supreme Court of India, with a sapling and a memento. Thank you, my lord. May I now invite and request Honorable Shri Justice Nitin W. Samre to kindly welcome Honorable Shri Justice Alok Arade, the Chief Justice of the High Court of Bombay, with a sapling and a memento. Thank you, my lord. Justice must not only be done, but must also be seen to be done. Today marks a crucial milestone in the digital transformation of our judicial system. The live streaming facility, a visionary step forward. It not only aims to enhance the judicial transparency, but also allows public access to the court proceedings. With profound respect and gratitude, I invite and request Honorable Shri Justice Bhushan R. Gavai, the Chief Justice of India, to kindly inaugurate the live streaming facility for the Bombay High Court. Thank you, Lordship. I take immense pride in announcing that the Bombay High Court has now offered free Wi-Fi internet access to advocates, litigants, media, and other stakeholders within its premises. This initiative aims to enhance digital access, promote paperless courts, e-filings, and real-time referencing of the judgments, statutes, and is a part of court's broader e-initiatives. I now invite and request Honorable Shri Justice Bhushan R. Gavai, the Chief Justice of India, to kindly inaugurate the free Wi-Fi and internet facility for the Bombay High Court. Thank you, Lordship. May I now request Honorable Shri Justice Alok Arade, the Chief Justice of the High Court of Bombay, to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Dr. Tejaswini Gavai, dignitaries on the dais, my esteemed colleagues on the bench, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Some qualities of a strong judge include their ability to listen, their knowledge of the law, and their capacity to make fair and reasoned decisions. A strong judge is often characterized by his commitment to justice, impartiality, and courage to uphold the law. These are some of the qualities which define the present Chief Justice of India, Justice Bhushan Ramkrishna Gavai. The momentous occasion is yet another feature in the cap of this premier High Court of the country. The Bombay High Court is proud to felicitate the son of the soil, Justice Gavai. The Chief Justice of India, on behalf of all my sister and brother, I take this opportunity to wish His Lordship the very best for this important phase of his life. Justice Gavai's philosophy is that a judge is not about the rules and laws, but is about understanding the ground realities of the public. Justice Gavai has expressed that administrating justice is not merely some job but a vital service rendered unto the nation. Justice Gavai is known to stay close to real life situations of the people. His Lordship encourages his colleagues to stay connected with such real life situations so that they can give better judgments. We have heard a story about a king who disguised himself as a common man to visit different parts of his capital at night to understand the plight of the people. It was this understanding of the aspirations of people which distinguished the king, which was loved by one and all for his sense of justice, and from those who never had this kind of insight. It is His Lordship's quality of connecting with people, understanding their aspirations and trying to work towards delivering the justice in the true sense that has made Justice Gavai stand apart as a judge of Constitutional Court. We all know about his extraordinary ability of remembering the names of his acquaintances. Anyone can go to him and seek his guidance. But now we know that he lives with values his father had inculcated in him. He follows his father's advice. If you can help someone, please do it, but in no circumstances should you harm somebody knowingly. In the face of adversity, His Lordship is always calm and collected, as he believes some things are destined to happen. Nagpur is his hometown, and understandably he loves his hometown. Nevertheless, we have seen the concern Justice Gavai has for the principal seat at Bombay, at Goa, and for that matter, Aurangabad bench of this court. Justice Gavai spreads the light of happiness and positivity wherever he goes. The famous quote goes, and I quote, "Some people bring happiness wherever they go, but for some they bring happiness whenever they go," unquote. Justice Gavai radiates warmth and affection and brings happiness wherever he goes. Justice Gavai's journey as a judge of Bombay High Court was filled with a sense of commitment to the cause for which he had taken oath. Justice Gavai is a true leader who has the ability of taking everybody along with him. For his Lordship, there is no compromising on merit and hard work. Another remarkable quality of his Lordship is the respect that he has for elders. He never fails to touch the feet of his elders and is ever grateful to those who have helped him reach this pinnacle. His large-heartedness, which many of us have experienced, is an inherent part of his tall personality. Dr. Tejaswini Gavai has stood behind him like a rock at all times. With Justice Gavai at the helm of the judicial family, there is no manner of doubt that Bombay High Court will benefit. His vision will help the entire Indian judiciary witness a positive change. We have just seen the hard work put in by the Collegium in about recommending 40 names of the advocates for elevation as High Court judges in a short span of time. The lightning speed at which the recommendations of the brother Justice Ankar and Justice Nerlikar were cleared speaks volume about his desire towards filling up the vacancies. Justice Gavai is true sense a friend, philosopher and guide to all, and never gives the feeling of pushing his weight around despite being in such a powerful position. Though most of us feel that Justice Gavai should have get a longer tenure as Chief Justice of India, on a personal note, I have no manner of doubt that this period is enough for him to change the course of the judiciary. It is a great sense of satisfaction that this felicitation function is held in the presence of former Chief Justice of Bombay High Court, Justice Dipankar Datta, Justice Ujjwal Bhuya, Justice Prasanna Varade, and Justice Atul Chandorkar. Justice Gavai, the son of soil, has made the Bombay High Court proud. On behalf of all of us at Bombay High Court, we wish Justice Gavai all the very best that life can offer. Thank you.
Thank you, my Lord. We believe that thoughts are powerful, they endure and shape our journey. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Let us now hear from our esteemed guests of honor, pillars of the judiciary and icons of wisdom. May I humbly request Honorable Shri Justice Atul S. Chandorkar, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to share his thoughts.
Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Shri Bhushan R. Gavai, Dr. Tejaswini Gavai, my esteemed colleagues from the Supreme Court, Shri Dipankar Datta, Shri Ujjwal Bhuya, Shri Prasanna Varade, Chief Justice of our High Court, Shri Alok Aradhe, my esteemed colleagues from the Bombay High Court, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure to be amongst all of you today as the Bombay High Court felicitates its distinguished former judge, Justice Bhushan Ramkrishna Gavai, on his assuming the office of the Chief Justice of India. It is indeed an occasion of great pride and honor that one amongst us has adorned the highest judicial office in the country. It is indeed a great honor for the Bombay High Court. Having commenced his judicial journey on 14 November 2003, on being elevated as a judge of this court, Justice Gavai, with his dedication and hard work, has earned the reputation of being a people's judge. With the ability to identify and reach injustice wherever it occurs, as well as the knack of molding relief as demanded by the situation, his court is always the most sought for to work out matters. The feeling of warmth and affection for him by the members of the bar, be it at the principal seat or at the benches at Nagpur or Aurangabad, and also at Goa, has to be seen to be believed. Some of us present here today were fortunate to witness this warmth and affection in the last week itself. Our batch of judges was elevated in 2013. I may say with a sense of responsibility that Justice Gavai has played a constructive role in all the elevations that have taken place since then. He has an eye for spotting the best talent available, and with his persuasion, there have been notable elevations in the last more than 10 years, be it from the bar or from the district judiciary. The two additions yesterday bear testimony to this fact. It would not be an exaggeration to say that Justice Gavai has, to a great extent, been instrumental in ensuring our presence at the place where we find ourselves today. The identity which we carry as judges of the Bombay High Court is a matter of great pride and honor for all of us. Of course, the contribution of Chief Justice Deepankar Dutta, as well as Justice Bhuyaj, Justice Varare, and our Chief Justice Alok Aradhe also cannot be forgotten. Ultimately, the common goal pursued by all of them is to ensure proper and smooth administration of justice. Today's felicitation, thus, is an occasion for all of us to recognize and also applaud the contribution of Justice Gavai in ensuring that the Bombay High Court, which is recognized as a premier High Court, continues to carry forward its rich heritage and contributes positively to the cause of justice. I once again congratulate Justice Gavai on adorning the post of the Chief Justice of India. I wish him, as well as all present, all the very best for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, my lord. May I now request Honorable Shri Justice Prasanna B. Varale, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to share his thoughts.
Good afternoon, Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Justice Bhushan Ramkrishna Gavai, respected Madam Dr. Tejaswini Gavai, my esteemed brothers in letter and spirit, Brother Justice Deepankar Datta ji, Ujjal Bhuyan ji, Atul Chandurkar ji, the Honorable the Chief Justice of Bombay High Court, and my former colleague in Karnataka High Court, Brother Justice Alok Aradhe, my esteemed brother colleagues at Mumbai High Court, sisters, the dignitaries. It is both a privilege and moment of deep pride for all of us together here today to felicitate a man par excellence, a humble visionary, the 52nd Chief Justice of India, Honorable Shri Justice Bhushan R. Gavai. Today is not merely a ceremonial occasion. This is not merely a celebration of an individual achievement. It is a moment of history. It is a moment when the idols enshrined in our Constitution of equality, representation and justice find embodiment in the person and journey of Justice B.R. Gavai. We are here to honor Justice Gavai not only for his exemplary career in the judiciary, but also for his steadfast commitment to democratic values, socio-economic justice, and the rule of law both within and beyond our boundaries. Born on November 24, 1961, in a family inspired deeply by the legacy of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Justice Gavai's journey is inspiring not just for its personal triumphs, but for the message it sends to every Indian that judiciary is open to all who are committed to excellence and integrity. A graduate of Government Law College, Mumbai, and a senior advocate with distinguished service in constitutional and civil laws, was appointed as Judge of Bombay High Court in 2003, elevated to the Supreme Court in 2019, and eventually took oath as Chief Justice of India on May 13, 2024. Throughout his judicial career, Justice Gavai has been known for clarity in reasoning, sensitivity to social realities, and an unwavering focus on constitutional balance. His judgments consistently reflect a deep respect for individual dignity, civil liberties, and institutional accountability. He is also a beacon of representational justice. His rise reaffirms the promise of Constitution that leadership in judiciary must reflect the rich diversity of Indian society. Justice Gavai has contributed significantly to a wide range of areas in constitutional and public law. His judgments have consistently reaffirmed the basic constitutional principles and have demonstrated his commitment to strengthening the institution, safeguarding minority rights, and upholding constitutional morality. In Vivek Narayan Sharma versus Union of India, Justice Gavai authored the majority opinion upholding the centre's 2016 demonetization scheme. He ruled that the measure was legally valid, proportionate to its objectives, and implemented with adequate consultation with Reserve Bank of India. Political defection and democratic integrity, his participation in constitutional benches has helped shape the jurisprudence of anti-defection laws and floor tests, preserving democratic structures at the state level. The Election Commission appointment case, he was part of that historic 5-judge constitutional bench that reformed the process of appointment election commissions, ensuring transparency and independence, one of the key democratic institutions. The judgment in Ghanshyam Mishra under the IBC is a significant contribution to India's insolvency regime that tribunals do not overstep, make it clear that once a resolution plan is approved, no surprises or legacy claims can derail the recovery. This principle of a clean slate promotes economic revival and fairness. Likewise, in Pharmacy Council versus Rajiv College, the court struck down arbitrary executive moratorium, preserving the fundamental right to establish educational institutions and reminding regulators that power must flow from law, not executive fiat. What elevates Justice Gavai's stature further is how he represents Indian constitution values on the global stage. His articulate of the Indian constitutional ethos rooted in Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's vision of social justice has left a lasting impression on global legal minds. Through these forums, Justice Gavai has not only upheld India's democratic identity, but also reminded the world that law must serve humanity before power. In Italy, speaking at an international legal forum, he emphasized that socio-economic justice is not a luxury, but a necessity for long-term peace, social cohesion, and sustainable development. In his recent address at the University of Cambridge on June 9, 2025, Honorable Chief Justice underscored the transformative potentials of technology in bridging systemic gaps and democratizing access to justice across India's diverse landscape. He detailed how innovations like video conferencing, e-courts, AI-powered legal assistance, and vernacular translation tools have helped overcome barriers of geography, language, and affordability. At the same time, he issued a thoughtful warning. Technology, like any human creation, does not naturally possess clean hands. It carries the stains of division, algorithm bias, and systemic unfairness embedded in its very code. Stressing the need for ethical safeguards and inclusive digital platforms, he called for a collective responsibility among the judiciary, policymakers, and academia to shape technology as a tool that upholds rather than compromises the core values of justice. Following his address at Cambridge, Justice Gavai's speech at the Oxford Union offered a deeply personal and powerful reflection on Indian Constitution's promise of representation and social justice. Tracing his own journey from marginalized background to the highest judicial office, he highlighted how the Constitution is not just a legal document, but a moral force that seeks to restore dignity and recalibrate power in unequal society. Quoting Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he emphasized that political democracy cannot last unless there lies at the base of its social democracy. In his speech at Edinburgh, Justice Gavai reflected on the Indian Constitution's journey as a dynamic and evolving document. He discussed how both Parliament and Judiciary have shaped its growth through the crucial amendments and landmark judgments, ranging from the landmark cases of Shankari Prasad to Keshavanand Bharati, Minerva Mills, and amendments including 1st, 44th, 73rd, and 103rd, emphasizing the vision of the framers. He quoted Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, "The Constitution is a living document. We can't bind the future generation to stick up to the Constitution that we are adopting today." Justice Gavai concluded that the Constitution has continually adapted to meet the demands of changing societal and economic realities, reaffirming its role as a living and resilient framework. What makes Justice Gavai stand apart is not just his intellect, but his humility, accessibility, and emotional intelligence. Despite the high office he holds, he continues to speak with simplicity, think with clarity, and act with compassion. His life is a lesson in resilience, rising above barriers of caste and background, judicial courage in standing by unpopular but just decisions. To the young lawyers, students, and future judges present here, the legacy Justice Gavai teaches us that knowledge without compassion is incomplete and law without justice is hollow. He shows us that true success lies in not just climbing the ladder, but ensuring others can climb also. May his journey encourage every aspiring lawyer from the remotest part of India to believe that yes, it is possible. As we felicitate Honorable Chief Justice B.R. Gavai today, let us carry forward the deeper message his life embodies, that pursuit of justice is not confined to courtroom, but lives in our everyday action, choices, and convictions. His rise from humble beginning to the highest judicial office reminds us that integrity, empathy, and courage can break the strongest barriers. May his story continue to inspire us all to stand tall for truth, to uphold the Constitution with unwavering faith, and to build society where every voice matters and every dream has a path. May your Lordship continue to inspire generations, uphold the dignity of Supreme Court, and speak for the voiceless, not just in India, but wherever justice seeks a voice. Thank you, Honorable Chief Justice Gavai, sir, for your service. Thank you for your courage, and thank you for reminding us that justice, when rooted in humility and guided by principle, can truly transform a nation. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra. Thank you.
Thank you, my Lord. It is my honor to invite Honorable Shri Justice Ujjal Bhuyan, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to share his thoughts.
Chief Justice of India, Justice B.R. Gavai, Madam Dr. Tejaswini Gavai, my esteemed colleagues on the bench, Justice Dipankar Datta, Justice Varale, and Justice Chandurkar, the Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, Justice Arade, all my former colleagues of the Bombay High Court, the spouses, members of the registry of the Bombay High Court, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. It is indeed a proud moment for me to stand before you in this function to felicitate one of Bombay High Court's outstanding judges, and now adorning the office of Chief Justice of India, Justice Gavai. I knew Justice Gavai before I came to Bombay. From 2011, we have been knowing each other. When we first met in the National Judicial Academy, I was a new judge then, 2011, but Justice Gavai by that time was already a senior judge in the Bombay High Court. Since then, Justice Gavai has been a friend, philosopher and guide for me. On many an occasion, I had turned to him for his very pragmatic advice, which has helped me, which has stood me in good condition. Now, so I thought that when I would come to Bombay, I would get an opportunity to share the bench with him. But before I could come here 6 months earlier, he had gone to Delhi, Supreme Court. Today he is the 52nd Chief Justice of India. I am reminded of two things. Both our Constitution and the Supreme Court have completed 75 years journey. 75 years is an important milestone in the journey of any institution, more so for the judiciary led by the Supreme Court and the Constitution. Well, when the Constitution was on 26 November 1949, we the people of India gave to ourselves the Constitution. At that point of time, India was a deeply, deeply feudal country, society, practicing graded inequality, a lot of discrimination. Our founding fathers, led by Bharat Ratna Dr. Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar, showed their vision by adopting such a transformative document as a Constitution of India. I say it is a transformative document because by its various provisions over the years, in this journey of 75 years, it has brought people who are on the margins or outside the margins into the mainstream of this society, of our society. A society which practiced graded inequality is now more cosmopolitan, with emphasis on equality, fraternity, and justice. We have assured to every citizen of India that there will be equality, fraternal feelings, and justice. 26th January 1950, we became a republic. 2 days thereafter, the Supreme Court of India had its first sitting. All the 6 judges of the Supreme Court had held their first meeting in the building of the Supreme Court. And it was presided over by the first Chief Justice of India, Sir Hiralal Kania, incidentally, again from this High Court. In his inaugural address, he emphasized on 3 things. First is judicial independence. He said it should be the duty of the Supreme Court, it's the mandate of the Supreme Court to protect the independence of the judiciary from the overreach of the executive and the legislature. This is number 1. Number 2, he said that interpret the Constitution and the laws in accordance with the societal needs as per the requirements of the time, not give a textual content to the interpretation fixated with time. The third one was that Supreme Court must have the faith of the people. The people of this country, the law-abiding citizens of this country must have faith in the Supreme Court. We all know, I always say, that we in the judiciary, we neither have the purse nor the sword. Our greatest strength is the confidence of the people. So therefore, all of us will have to be very, very careful about this. We must uphold this independence of the judiciary, interpret the laws as per the societal needs, and maintain the faith of the common people in the efficacy of the administration of justice which we have. Justice Kania was the first Chief Justice of India, and Justice Gavai is the 52nd Chief Justice of India. This long journey of 75 years, we have seen 52 Chief Justices. Much water has flowed. But the emphasis remains the same. Our core principles remain the same. And I am like many of us, many of the millions of Indians, I am very happy to see Justice Gavai occupying the highest, adorning the highest judicial office of the country. Because in his elevation, many a citizen of this country have seen great hopes. It's a republic's reaffirmation of our constitutional commitment to equality, and that we have shunned discrimination of all kinds. Justice Gavai is a firm advocate of judicial independence, fairness of the judicial process, substantive equality, and above all, he believes in the fairness of the justice delivery system. So therefore his emphasis, as I have noticed initially as a judge from a distant High Court, now as a colleague in the Supreme Court, I have noticed that his judgments permeate the compassion for the empathy for the common citizens of this country, and that high-sounding rhetoric must be replaced by pragmatic and effective justice. That is the mantra of Justice Gavai. I will not repeat or refer to the numerous judgments delivered by him in the course of his judicial career, spanning more than 2 decades, from Nagpur to Bombay and from Bombay to Delhi. He has earned a name as a people's judge. He has earned a name as a friendly judge. He has earned a name as a lovable judge. But besides behind the veneer of this lovableness, this kindness, is a very steely determination to see that our judiciary truly represents the essence of India, which Justice Gavai so strongly believes. As I said, over the period of time, we have developed a very personal equation with Justice Gavai. My father was a strong advocate of social justice. So when the family decided that we should have the centenary lecture last August, we all turned to Justice Gavai, and he immediately readily agreed. And he delivered a remarkable speech on that occasion last year on 75 years of the Constitution of India, Dr. Ambedkar's vision and social justice. Since then, Justice Gavai has delivered a number of judgments, including the judgment relating to demolition of houses and property. So therefore, now he is both at the pinnacle of his judicial career, but which is also coming to an end. When he will demit office on 26 November 2025, certainly all of us who loves Justice Gavai will feel very proud of the legacy that Justice Gavai will leave behind after 2 decades of judicial career. He will, I'm sure, he has already done that last remaining months. I'm sure he will leave behind his footprints on the sands of justice. He has carried with him the hopes of millions of people, and I'm sure by the time he demits office, if not entirety, certainly a significant portion of those hopes will be fulfilled. My best wishes to Justice Gavai and his family members, Madam Gavai also, a very pious lady, a very respectable lady, whom we all respect very much. And I'm sure all of us will celebrate the life and law of Justice Gavai once he demits office on 26 November 2025. Thank you very much. Thanks the Bombay High Court for giving me an opportunity to share some of my views with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my lord. May I now request Honorable Shri Justice Dipankar Datta, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to share his thoughts.
Honorable the Chief Justice of India, my distinguished colleagues on the bench of the Supreme Court, Honorable Justices Bhuyan, Varale and Chandurkar, Honorable the Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, Honorable Judges of the Bombay High Court, respected dignitaries on and off the dais, esteemed members of the judicial fraternity, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Namaskar. Very good afternoon to one and all. Bombay High Court. The name is sufficient to arouse memories of landmark judgments, eminent jurists, and a rich legacy of justice. The sights and sounds in the impressive court halls transport me back to its storied past. My awe, admiration, and reverence for this institution are boundless. It is thus a matter of profound honor for me to be invited by the Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court and his companion justices to felicitate a jurist and a former judge of the said High Court whose life and legacy exemplify the transformative power of justice, the 52nd Chief Justice of India, Justice Gavai. Justice Gavai's journey to the highest seat of the Indian judiciary is not only a story of professional brilliance, but also one of resilience, humility, and the enduring promise of our Constitution. Born into a family deeply committed to public service and social justice, Justice Gavai embodies the vision of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar of a just, inclusive, and egalitarian India. As the Chief Justice, Justice Gavai brings to his office not only immense legal experience, but also a deep sensitivity to issues of social justice, dignity, and equality. His Lordship's emphasis on access to justice, judicial efficiency, and compassionate reasoning have reminded us all that the courts are not just temples of law, but sanctuaries of hope. But beyond the black letter of law, what distinguishes Justice Gavai is his humility, his deep respect for every individual who comes before the court, and his unshakable belief in the judiciary as an instrument of empowerment for the weakest and the most vulnerable. His appointment as the Chief Justice of India is not just a personal milestone, it is also a historic moment for all those who are associated with the Bombay High Court. During my tenure as Chief Justice of the esteemed Bombay High Court, I witnessed firsthand the bar's deep commitment to upholding the rule of law, a commitment that Justice Gavai embodies with equal conviction and integrity. As we honor you today, Chief, we express our deep appreciation for your leadership, for the path you have paved, and for reminding us that the bench is not a seat of power, but a platform for service. We wish you strength, wisdom, and good health in this landmark role. May your tenure continue to inspire generations of judges, lawyers, and citizens to uphold the Constitution with courage, compassion, and clarity. Before concluding, I wish to briefly touch upon a serious concern. And this is because I have this opportunity of addressing all the judges of the Bombay High Court. This is with regard to the importance to maintain a proper work-life balance. It is important for you all to assess how much time you need to devote for professional life as well as for personal life. I know, as judges of the Bombay High Court, you have been devoting anything between 12 to 16 hours for judicial work as well as administrative work daily. You may be serving the people who are coming to you from the last mile of the state. But you must also remember that in the process, you are causing some harm to yourself without realizing what the consequences could be in the future. How much time do you spend with your parents, with your spouse, with your children? If you work for 15 to 16 hours a day and you sleep for 5 to 6 hours, you have only 2 hours to spend for your family. Now remember one very important thing. In 2013, the strength of the Bombay High Court was 75. Pursuant to NCMS recommendations, it was increased by 25% to 94. It was only once between 2013 and 2020 that Bombay High Court touched 75. It has never touched 75 once again, leave alone 94. Do you think you all judges who are 68 to 70 in number, I say 70 because when I joined in 2020, the number was 70, which during COVID went down to 51 and has never touched 70 again. Do you think you 68 to 70 judges can do the work of 94 judges? You can't do it. In fact, you are doing a great disservice to yourself, to your family, and to everyone who depend on you. I have found in one of the orders passed by a brother colleague, repenting why he could not upload his judgment. You are not required to explain, brothers and sisters. We know the amount of burden that you have to shoulder in the Bombay High Court. So please try to divide your time between professional and personal work. You work in the court for 5 hours on the dais. You have 1 hour during recess. During my time, some of the judges even did not come to the lunchroom because they thought it fit to devote the time to do editing work of the orders that they have passed. Very well, 5 hours in court, 1 hour recess, 1 hour before, 1 hour after that. But thereafter, give time to your family. This is my earnest request to you, because if anything happens to you, for 1 month there will be sympathizers. But after 1 month, nobody will remember your service. Let me also inform you, I am not leaking anything from the collegium. You have got 2 new judges yesterday, so the number is now 68. Honorable Chief Justice has sent me 15 or 16 names and has sought my views. Even if 15 or 16 are not appointed, if you get 10 to 12, the number increases to 80. Even then you will be short of 14. And in a meeting which was attended, it was not a meeting, it was an informal gathering where Chief was there, J1 was there, I was there, Justice Chandurkar, Justice Varale was there. We thought 94 is too little for Bombay High Court. So therefore, Chief, my request would be 94 should be increased. This would do a lot of good service for Bombay. And sir, I will share with you, when we meet personally, there are 2 grievances of Bombay High Court judges, which I as the Chief Justice of Bombay had raised in the CJI-CM conference. But it was not dealt with, citing that, Chief, you are raising a point for the benefit of the judges. We are here to talk about judicial reforms. I said, Chief, if the judges don't have peace of mind, how do they perform? But I was shot down because I was the chief then. But since now I am a partner in the entire system and I can approach you, you are most accessible. I'll be sharing that problem. It is not only a problem only for Bombay High Court, but it's an all-India problem, pan-India problem, which will take care of a lot of grievances. Very well. There are 2 points, sir. Every judge is entitled to 10,000 units of electricity. Now, when this 10,000 was fixed, some 40 years back, there were no air conditioners. There were no microwave ovens. There were no washing machines or whatever, the dishwashers. So now, do you think that 10,000 units are sufficient in today's time? I had made this suggestion that please bring in an amendment and increase this 10,000. It was not addressed. The second point came from Aurangabad, and I believe Justice Gavai had been a leader in this regard. So we get 200 liters per month fuel. Sometimes during vacations we are not there. We don't utilize those 200 liters. 200 liter goes back to the government. We are not given anything in return. So the proposal was a very reasonable proposal that instead of 200 liters per month, let it be 2,400 liters for the entire year. It doesn't cost the government anything more than what they are spending for 200 liters. So even this proposal was shut down. These are two things which, as Justice Bhuya said, when you demit office in November 2025, not only Bombay High Court, but all other judges of the High Courts would remember you for this. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you, my lord. May I now invite and request Honorable Shri Justice Ravindra V. Ghuge to kindly read the Sanman Patra.
सन्मान पत्र आदरणीय न्यायमूर्ती भूषण रामकृष्ण गवई, सरन्यायाधीश, सर्वोच्च न्यायालय, नवी दिल्ली. आपल्याला हे सन्मानपत्र प्रदान करताना आम्हाला अत्यंत अभिमान आणि आनंद वाटतो. आपल्या संघर्षमय वाटचालीने आणि त्यातून साकार झालेल्या यशस्वी प्रवासाने संपूर्ण देशासाठी प्रेरणादायी आदर्श निर्माण केलेला आहे. भारतरत्न डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर, आपले वडील कैलासवासी दादासाहेब गवई, आपल्या मातोश्री कमलताई यांच्याप्रती असलेली निष्ठा आणि त्यांच्याकडून मिळालेली प्रेरणा आपल्या व्यक्तिमत्वात प्रखरपणे जाणवते. आपल्या न्यायालयीन कारकिर्दीत आपण विविध ऐतिहासिक आणि दूरदृष्टीपूर्ण निर्णय दिले, ज्यांनी भारतीय न्यायव्यवस्थेला दिशा, स्थैर्य व नवचैतन्य प्रदान केले. आपल्या निर्णयांमधून प्रकटलेली सामाजिक जाणीव, संविधान मूल्यांप्रती असलेली बांधिलकी आणि निष्पृह न्यायिक स्वतंत्रतेचा निर्धार यामुळे आपण स्वतःची एक तेजस्वी, न्यायनिष्ठ व लोकाभिमुख न्यायाधीश म्हणून ओळख निर्माण केलेली आहे. आपली कारकीर्द ही भारतीय संविधानातील मूलभूत मूल्य, सामाजिक न्याय, समता, स्वतंत्रता आणि बंधुत्वता यांच्या प्रकटीकरण करणारी ठरली आहे. आपण दिलेले अनेक निर्णय केवळ कायद्याचेच भाष्य नसून सामाजिक परिवर्तनाचा दिशादर्शक आधार बनले आहेत. विशेषतः पर्यावरण विषयक निर्णयाद्वारे आपण भावी पिढ्यांच्या हक्कांचे आणि पर्यावरणीय न्यायाच्या संकल्पनेचे प्रभावी संरक्षण केले आहे. वंचित, दुर्बल आणि सामाजिकदृष्ट्या उपेक्षित घटकांपर्यंत न्याय पोहोचवण्याच्या आपल्या प्रयत्नांनी न्याय आपल्या दारी हा उद्देश प्रत्यक्षात साकार झाला. राष्ट्रीय विधी सेवा प्राधिकरणाच्या माध्यमातून संपूर्ण देशात विधी सेवेची गती व व्याप्ती वाढवण्यात आपले नेतृत्व निर्णायक ठरले आहे. आपण न्यायव्यवस्थेस भौतिक पायाभूत सुविधा तर दिल्याच, व त्यासोबत न्यायदान प्रक्रियेला माणुसकीचा स्पर्श दिला. न्यायालयीन अधिकारी व कर्मचाऱ्यांशी असलेले आपले आत्मीय संबंध, सन्मान व सहकार्याचे भाव हे आपल्या सहृदयतेचे उदाहरण आहे. आपली निस्वार्थ न्यायसेवा, समर्पित दृष्टिकोन आणि संविधाननिष्ठ भूमिकेने आम्हा सर्वांना प्रेरणा दिलेली आहे. आपण खऱ्या अर्थाने भारताच्या न्यायव्यवस्थेचे भूषण आहात. बाभ बोरकर यांच्या शब्दात, देखणी ती पाऊले जी ध्याय संपथे चालती, वाळवंटातूनही स्वस्तिपदांचे रेखाटती. या सन्मानपत्राद्वारे आम्ही आपल्याला कृतज्ञतापूर्वक अभिवादन करतो व आपल्या पुढील उज्ज्वल वाटचालीसाठी हार्दिक शुभेच्छा देतो. मुंबई उच्च न्यायालयाचे मुख्य न्यायमूर्ती व सर्व न्यायमूर्ती वृंद.
Thank you, my lord. We are truly privileged to have amongst us Honorable Shri Justice Bhushan R. Gavai, the Chief Justice of India. My lord needs no introduction, a visionary, a scholar, and a beacon of judicial wisdom. His lordship has been appointed as the 52nd Chief Justice of India. Born in a family deeply rooted, following the ideals of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, his lordship's father, late Shri R.S. Gavai, was a veteran politician and a thinker. His lordship's mother, Srimati Kamaltai Gavai, a strong guiding force. His lordship carries with him voice and strength of a common man. Through sheer dedication, integrity, and a deep well of legal knowledge, his lordship has risen to the highest constitutional office in the judiciary. Respected Madam Dr. Tejaswini Bhushan Gavai has significantly contributed to the success of his lordship. It is a historic moment for all of us to witness the felicitation of Honorable Shri Justice Bhushan R. Gavai, the Chief Justice of India. May I now request Honorable Shri Justice Alok Arade, the Chief Justice, High Court of Bombay, to present shawl, Shri for memento and a Sanman Patra to Honorable Shri Justice Bhushan R. Gavai, the Chief Justice of India. Thank you, my lord. May I also request respected Madam Mrs. Sangeeta Sonak to felicitate respected Madam Dr. Tejaswini Bhushan Gavai. Thank you, Madam. We are blessed with this opportunity to hear from Honorable Shri Justice Bhushan R. Gavai, the Chief Justice of India, who has laid a clear and noble path for all of us. May I humbly invite the Honorable the Chief Justice of India to address this august gathering.
My esteemed colleagues from the Supreme Court, Justice Dipankar Datto, Justice Ujjal Bhuyan, Justice Prasanna Varade, and the baby judge of the Supreme Court, Justice Atul Chandurkar, and their better halves, my esteemed colleagues, brothers and sisters from the Bombay High Court, their better halves, and some of our Jijajis also are present here. The Secretary General of the Supreme Court, the Registrar General of the High Court, all the learned registrars and the other staff of the High Court present here, the Secretaries of Law and Judiciary, my law clerks, my better half, my son is also present here. Well, I have a prepared speech, but I think I will keep it off. We are in a family, and I think today I am here as the senior most member of the family. Your eldest brother, as a matter of fact, in the entire Indian judiciary, as of today, I am the second eldest person. So, except Justice Dhulia, nobody is elder to me. It's difficult to control emotions on such an momentous day. The journey of last 40 years, out of which 18 years as a lawyer and almost 22 years as a judge. This is the institute, this is the High Court, which has made me what I am today, a judge of the Supreme Court and the Chief Justice of India. I won't speak anything about prior to 14th of November 2003, because that's a part where I should speak about it in the evening. But after 14th November 2003, it has been an enormous journey. On the very first day of my elevation, I was made to sit single because I was to be transported to Nagpur on the very next day. Till then, nobody from Nagpur was willing to sit in Nagpur on account of certain reasons. I was the first one to have opted to sit at Nagpur after a long gap. On the very first day, I could write a judgment in a second appeal, which could also be a reported judgment. And after going to Nagpur, then I travelled from Nagpur to Aurangabad, Aurangabad to Mumbai, again back to Aurangabad, then from Aurangabad again back to Mumbai, and then when, on my personal reasons, when my father was not keeping well, I requested the Chief Justice of India, Chief Justice of the High Court, Justice Mohisha, to transfer me to Nagpur. And then I was in Nagpur as an administrative judge for almost 4 years. Prior to that, I had a short stint at Goa, where Jyotiraditya was only 1 year, and we still recollect those big aloo bondas at Mahesh residence. He was residing in a flat then. Initially, most of the assignments were as a single judge, because Nagpur was having a lot of backlog issues. And in this journey of 22 years on a division bench, I had an opportunity to sit with almost 63 judges, and out of them, there are only 13 who are still serving the institute along with me. Along with me, it will be 14. Out of 14, 3 of us, myself Justice Varade and Justice Chandurkar are in the Supreme Court. I must say that I always believed that the division bench has to be a division bench. There has to be an equal contribution of both the judges in the decision-making process. It is not a senior judges court, and therefore initially itself there were some of our judges that flatly requested the Chief Justice that I would not sit on the, I don't want to name, but if I sit with ABC, the bench will break within a day, and my Chief Justices were fortunate enough from saving me from that embarrassment. My first sitting as a division bench was with Justice Ajay Gadkari when I had come here on a visiting assignment from Bombay, and I still recollect we taking indirect tax matters and habeas corpus. I must say that whenever I was given assignments with the subjects to which I was not familiar, I used to request the bar to treat me as a student of that particular branch of law. And after studying for some time, then it was always a pleasure. So when I was sitting with Ajay, indirect taxes was totally new to me. And I think habeas corpus is also new to Ajay. And so Mr. Sridharan used to largely appear on behalf of the assessee, and Mr. Pradeep Jaitley used to appear on behalf of the department. So I requested them to treat me as a student for 15 days, and then thereafter, fortunately, we continued on that assignment. We completed the full assignment, and then the bar requested Justice Mohit Shah to continue that assignment further. And therefore, whenever I sat with my brothers or sisters, it was always a process of mutual learning. I sat with Justice Ajay Gadkari, then when I came back in 2017, my first assignment was with Makarand Karnik, and thereafter again a second assignment. I had a criminal, then one assignment with Varjas Kurabawala. We were taking, I think, original side appeals. And then two assignments with Bharti, two assignments with Nizam Jamdar, two assignments with Riyaz Chagla. Then, of course, I had 2-3 assignments with Justice Varade and Atul Chandurkar at Nagpur. I had the pleasure of sitting with Justice Revati Mohite, Nitin Thambre and Manish Pitade, but short spells. And it was always a process of mutual learning. And as I said, as a division bench, we should work as a division bench. And I think my colleagues would be a testimony to that. When I was sitting with Sarang, we had one criminal appeal, I think most of it from Solapur. There were about a dozen accused and more than a dozen witnesses. So within an hour, I told him that according to me, it's a case of acquittal. He disagreed. No, sir, there is such a good evidence and it has to be conviction. Let lawyers we permitted the lawyers to argue. And on the third day, he was persuaded that it's a case of acquittal. But I did not force my view on him. As a judge, I think we are expected to decide according to our conscious oath and the law that we understand. And we should never be perturbed once the matter is decided a judge should cut off his mind from the matter and forget what happens to it thereafter. I was sitting with Bharti once, and it was a matter pertaining to one medical college in Palghar. Palghar was a taluka, then not yet a district. And we allowed that petition, directed the Medical Council of India to grant permission to the medical college in Palghar. Then in a week or two thereafter, when another matter came from New Mumbai with big lawyers, and we only followed our first judgment and allowed that petition also. And in the meantime, because you must all be getting love letters from the Supreme Court that what has happened to the matter. So regarding the first matter, we got a communication that the Supreme Court had upset our judgment, reversed it. And Bharti was very upset. He said, sir, तुम्ही एवढी मेहनत केली, एवढं चांगलं लिहिलं आणि सुप्रीम कोर्टाने असं केलं. म्हटलं, you don't worry about what happens before the Supreme Court. Because I would not be surprised that the next matter which we have decided on the basis of the first judgment, the SLP might get dismissed. And it happened so. And fortunately or unfortunately, one of the judges was common in both the benches. The Supreme Court is a matter of, they say that Mondays and Fridays is a lottery day. If you work with dedication, devotion, and you are conscious, your commitment, I don't think that there is anything to worry about it as to whether that is affirmed or not. As a judge, I'm really happy that in a PIL jurisdiction, either at Nagpur or at Aurangabad or at Mumbai, we could immensely contribute to the societal issues. As Justice Ujjwal Bhuyan recently said that we must evolve with the needs of the society. As a matter of fact, in one of the first judgments of the Supreme Court in Shankari Prasad on the amending powers of the Constitution, the Supreme Court said that the Constitution is an evolving, organic and living document, and the Parliament must have power to amend the Constitution so as to meet the demands of the society on account of socio-economic developments. And therefore, when we interpret the laws, when we interpret the Constitution, it has to be in context with what are the problems of the present generation. The interpretation has to be pragmatic. The interpretation has to be the one that suits the needs of the society. And though there are only 13 colleagues of mine with whom I had an opportunity to share the bench serving, there are many senior colleagues or many junior colleagues with which I had the benefit of working together. There are many with whom I had the pleasure of working in the registry, either of the High Court or the Supreme Court. And I'm really happy that the work, the judgments make me proud. As Justice Chandurkar said in his speech that from 2013, I had some or the other role to play in many of the elevations that were made to Bombay High Court. And I'm really happy to share that when you get to hear from your colleagues, I won't name anyone, that so and such judge from your High Court writes beautifully, he contributes to the evolvement of the law very pragmatically. The satisfaction that you get that, yes, you also had some role in elevating such a judge is immense, and it cannot be expressed in the words. So when we decided, I had just come from Bombay, it was 2017, June. Anil Kilor was the president of the High Court Bar Association, and he had postponed my exit from Nagpur till last day of vacation. He wanted to have some functions at Nagpur before I leave. And when I arrived at the airport, I rang Makarand. Is there any matter which, because by that time from 2010 I had stopped the practice of reading the matters at home. Because when I was in Nagpur, I was told by Justice Bobde that you don't read matters, otherwise people are getting a perception that you come with a predetermined mind. So he said, sir, there is one important matter tomorrow, and maybe we will not be in a position to decide it tomorrow because it's a very heavy matter. So I rang him from Nagpur itself, so I had asked my secretary, who was to be with me, to get that matter to the airport, and I tried to read it on the way. And that very first matter, which was pertaining to an issue with regard to Govinda, and I must say that we could find out a solution which balanced the demands of the people, their faith, their religious beliefs, as well as ensure the health, the hazards of such an incident. And the last of the matters which I did with Makarand was again a public interest litigation with regard to the problem of street hawkers in Mumbai. We held in that matter that the streets are for the citizens to walk and not for the hawkers, and therefore we could pass an order balancing the rights of the hawkers as well as the rights of the citizens. We directed the hawkers zone to be established, and so that the footpaths are available to the citizens. I must express that my most turbulent period in the High Court was around 2019, January, February. I was told initially that you are coming to the Supreme Court maybe within a week or fortnight. And then Nizam Bhai was sitting with me. So I told him that this is a passing phase and I might have to shift. And then he said, sir, you don't worry, you dictate the orders in the court and all reserved judgments will be written by me. And then that process went on long, and so all big judgments were written by him, and I used to only dictate the orders in the court. And that phase went on for almost 3-4 months. And finally I was told that you are not coming to the Supreme Court. And then I told Nizam bhai कि अभी कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं, अभी मैं भी काम करूंगा. So it was an enriching experience. I always believed in that as a senior judge, it's your duty to nurture your colleagues. It is your duty to develop the next generation who will take on the reins, because nobody is permanent in the system. One has to, one day or the other, leave the system and therefore create a new generation of judges who will handle the situation, if not in a better way, but in an equal manner. And therefore, with whoever I sat, I always used to insist that on the very first day they should start writing the judgment. So when on the very day of elevation, Riyaz started sitting with me, I made him write the judgment on very first day. And that's how I think the system, the institution should work. I developed a personal bond with most of my colleagues, and the personal bond in many cases has now evolved into the family relations with many. I always considered my brothers and sisters to be a part of my life, my working life. And therefore, when I told you some time back that I feel proud whenever I get compliments about the judgments of the Bombay High Court. But when I say this, I won't be only giving a dessert, there's also a pinch of salt. When you have a moments of pride for the affection and the impression that most of you are giving to the nation about the proud heritage of the Bombay High Court. There are certain skirmishes also. Lately, I've been receiving a lot of complaints with regard to the rude behavior from some of the colleagues. I always believed that an opportunity to serve as a judge is not a 10 to 5 job. It's an opportunity to serve the society. It is an opportunity to serve the nation. And I recollect what once Justice Lodha had said in Nagpur. Whether to believe in God or not, it's one's personal choice. He said that God has chosen very few of you to serve the society, to serve the nation. And therefore what is required is a commitment. What is required is a dedication to the cause of justice. By rudely behaving with the lawyers or calling the officers to the court now and then hardly serves any purpose. And I think all my 13 colleagues who have shared bench with me will agree that if you keep the atmosphere in the court pleasant, it also helps you in maintaining your blood pressure and also diabetes, apart from not giving hypertension to the lawyers. Another disturbing news that I have been receiving from a bench, I won't name the bench again because I don't want to be specific, is with regard to some judges behaving rudely and some of the judges sitting in court as a part-time judges. If you have taken a call to answer this August office, then sitting for 1 hour in the first half and sitting for 1 hour in the second half belittles your oath. You are not being true to oath. And I must now compliment the Honorable Chief Justice for the inauguration of live streaming. He gave me the reason as to why he is starting live streaming. I won't disclose openly. But I think when Dipankar Bhai was saying कि वो पीछे दिखेगा नहीं लोगों का, so I mistook it. He saying कि अभी अपने को दिखेगा सुप्रीम कोर्ट में कि कौन पूरा दिन बैठता है, पूरा दिन नहीं बैठता है. So please, I, as your elder brother, call upon all of you to be true to your oath, true to your commitment. Please do not do anything which will bring disrepute to this august institution, which reputation has been so laboriously built by the devotion and dedication of generations of lawyers and generations of judges. Dipankar Bhai has already told you about the work-life balance. As a judge, I was trying to maintain it till long. At Aurangabad, Nagpur, we used to play tennis. Lately, for last 1 year, I have been finding it somewhat difficult. But then I think, as Ujjwal Bhai has already announced my date of retirement, but wrongly. Yeah. So my last working day would be 22nd of November. The 24th is my birthday. 23rd is Saturday. Yeah. And I'm giving a standing invitation to all of you to attend a dinner I'll be hosting on 23rd of November at New Delhi. I've been saying that I won't give any interviews, nor would I make any promises. I've seen many instances giving long interviews in the beginning of the career and making huge promises, but at the end of the tenure. So I don't want to do that. I can only say that I will try to stick to my oath and discharge my duties to the best of my ability. As I said yesterday, that I believe that the Chief Justice is only a first amongst the equals. We are trying to dispel the notion that in the Supreme Court that the Supreme Court is a CJI-centric court. Dipankar Bhai has made certain demands with regard to 200 liters petrol and 10,000 units of electricity. No, he has expressed your demands, or he has communicated those demands. But ये आपको डायस में बोलने की क्या जरूरत थी? जुमा भाभी इज विटनेस कि मैं चीफ जस्टिस बनने के पहले जो आप लोगों ने मुझे बोला था सुप्रीम कोर्ट के बारे में, वो मैंने 15 मई के फर्स्ट कोर्ट मीटिंग में सब सैंक्शन करवाया. तो अभी this is not in my domain because this will require an amendment of the rules. Dipankar Bhai has unnecessarily wasted 1.5 months. Had he told me on 15th of May, अभी तो कुछ ना कुछ गाड़ी आगे सरक गई रहती थी. But I assure you. Okay. So I'll certainly take it to the logical hint. I'm happy that you have a very good leader. Justice Alok Aradhye has brought in the much needed democratization and inclusiveness in the Bombay High Court. For taking any institution forward, you require a good leadership. I don't know how long he'll be here, but I'm sure that as long as he's here, he will take the Bombay High Court forward. We have also started free Wi-Fi services, which will help the lawyers. The accessibility of the net would be easier for the members of the bar. Some of the issues with regard to the pressure on the judges of the Bombay High Court. I must really admire that when I come to know that the judges are sitting up to 7 o'clock, some are sitting up to 8 o'clock. When Prakash Naik was a judge, somebody told me that he sits till 9 o'clock. So I rang him and I told him, please don't do anything, because don't do anything which will harm your health. You have to... He suffered a heart attack. So do dedicate to your work. Do be committed to your work, but not at the cost of your health. And with regard to the vacancies to be filled in, I might not share today as to what happened in last 3 or 4 days, as to how the gift of Gautam Ankad and Nirligar came to Bombay High Court. But I wanted to ensure that before I enter the Bombay High Court building, both Gautam and Nirligar should be the judges of this court. I attempted even for the third name, but some things are, everything is not in your control. But I must assure you that, as expressed by Justice Ujjal Bhuyan, as expressed by Justice Datto, will ensure that at no cost the independence of judiciary shall be compromised. While making appointments either to the Supreme Court or to the High Court, we are ensuring that the merit has to be maintained while maintaining the diversity and the inclusiveness. 14 names have come, and as all of you must have read that we worked on Tuesday and Wednesday for almost 12-13 hours every day interacting with the candidates. Yesterday I was speaking to some of my colleagues and they were saying that they were lucky that they were not required to face the interaction. So I told he and she that maybe if I have to face an interaction today, I might have to go home. So, but interaction does help. The recent incidents that have happened in some of the high courts, and fortunately not in Bombay High Court yet, have shown that you can at least make some assessment with regard to the performance of the candidates. One of the incidents has recently occurred in a neighboring high court. I don't want to give details. I would only urge my colleagues in the Bombay High Court that please ensure that such incidents do not take place in the Bombay High Court, which has a very, very rich tradition. On this occasion, I am grateful to all my colleagues who were part of my bench, whether present or past. Most of them have retired, for their invaluable contribution in the duties that I have performed. I assure you that whatever time left with me, I shall leave no stone unturned to ensure that the name of the Bombay High Court, the high traditions of the Bombay High Court are enriched, and I will ensure that I ensure you that, and I also request you to pray for me and bless for me that whatever work I do will bring grace to this august institution and not disgrace. With this, I thank all my colleagues I must thank, because as the Chief Justice of India, I won't get an opportunity to address this august house. I must place on record the appreciation of the services of all the members of the registry, the members of the staff, the members of the personal staff. I was moved yesterday that though the function was delayed till the end of the function, my entire staff was working with me as stenographers, chowdars and drivers. They were waiting in the erstwhile Justice Chandurkar's chamber to share some moments with me. So their contribution is, of course, without their contribution you can't perform. Then, of course, the law clerks, you get to know the importance of the law clerks after you come to the Supreme Court. It is humanly impossible for any judge to read 60, 70 matters in a day, and because of the dedication of the law clerks, their industry, their hard work that helps us to perform our duties. Of course, the family, without the blessings of your parents and the sacrifices made by your family, it's difficult to work as a judge or a lawyer. Therefore, I am also equally grateful to all of you for felicitating my better half. Once again, I thank you from bottom of my heart, and even after 24th of November, we'll be meeting. I'll be visiting the houses of all my colleagues whom I have not been in position, because I will have a much free time after that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my lord. Gratitude is the noblest expression of the heart. On such an occasion of great magnitude, sometimes a simple thank you carries infinite meaning. May I now invite and request Honorable Srimati Justice Revati Mohite Dere to deliver the vote of thanks.
Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Justice Bhushan Gavai, Dr. Tejaswini Gavai, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, their spouses, Honorable the Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, esteemed Judges of the Bombay High Court, their spouses, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my proud privilege and honor to propose the vote of thanks on this truly momentous occasion, where we have gathered to felicitate a distinguished son of the soil, our very own Honorable Shri Justice Bhushan Gavai, the Chief Justice of India. On behalf of all, I express my deep gratitude to the Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Justice Gavai, for having accepted and for gracing this function with his august presence. His inspiring address today was marked by humility, wisdom, and sincerity, qualities that define his judicial temperament. Chief, we are deeply touched and enriched by your words. The Chief has always been a mentor to most who are present here today. Then and even today, you have been accessible to all. Thank you, Chief, for always being there for all of us. We truly value this quality of yours. Justice Gavai's outstanding personal and professional achievements we all are aware, and everybody has spoken about it. but it is a matter of immense pride for the Bombay High Court to have our very own judge as the Chief Justice of India. I take this opportunity to also warmly thank our esteemed guests of honor, Justice Datto, Justice Bhuyan, Justice Vairale and Justice Chandorkar, for honoring us with their gracious presence and enriching addresses. Their words not only paid tribute to their brother judge, but also highlighted the values that lie at the heart of the judiciary. I extend my sincere thanks to our Honorable Chief Justice, Justice Alok Aradhya, for leading today's event and for delivering the welcome address that set the tone for this grand celebration. To all the honorable judges, esteemed guests, your presence has added dignity and significance to this event. Thank you for being here. I also wish to place on record our sincere appreciation to the organizing committee, the registry, the staff and support personnel whose dedicated efforts have ensured the smooth conduct of this event. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being there.
Thank you, Your Ladyship. May I now request all the honorable dignitaries to rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
With the kind permission of the Honorable Chief Justice of India, I request and invite all the honorable judges for a group photograph to be followed by lunch organized in the adjoining ballroom for all the Honorable Supreme Court judges, their spouses, all the Honorable High Court judges and their